I'm going to mute everyone. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, here we go. Can you hear me? Thumbs up? Okay. Okay. So one more thing. Get myself started here. So hi, everyone. Anybody on here that doesn't know me, my name's Carolyn, and I'm here. I'm going to guide you through our yoga practice today, our soul flow. And just a couple of things, just as we go through the flow, listen to your body. If you feel that you need to take a break, we'll go back. You can go into child's pose or downward facing dog. Take a break, maybe grab some water just to refresh and reset. So we're really here to rejuvenate and restore and really look at building up our resilience, especially with what's going on today. So we're going to start with our playlist. So if you want to play the playlist, we can start that in 3, 2, 1. And let's make our way into, we're going to make our way into child's pose. So our knees will come out wide, toes, big toes are pointing. We're going to extend our arms out in front, fingers are spread, and we're leaning, we're pushing back onto our heels. So we're trying to sit back on our heels. Head is nice and relaxed. You can put your forehead on the mat, or if you have a block or a blanket, you can put your forehead on the blanket or block just to be in a restorative type of position. And it might be the first time you're really listening to your breath. Everybody's kind of crazy, I'm sure, and being Friday. So really take the time right now to listen to your breath. Let's forget the to-do list that can be taken care of later. We're on our mats. Let's just really focus in on being present. And we're going to have a little bit of stillness right now. We'll start out with a little stillness, and we'll finish with some stillness as well. And I want to share with you just a brief meditation from a book called Journey to the Heart by Melody Beattie. And it's called Make Time to Play. Go play. Yes, take a break and go play. When your head starts to pound and your back starts to ache, stop. Do something you want to do. Do something that feels good, feels fun. Leave your worries behind. Put them in a box and close it and go play. We make sure that our children take time for recess every day, but we forget that we need recess too. The lingering threads of work and worry can tie us to tasks done and undone. They can block our connection to joy, creativity, and the vital, living, giving force that courses through us all. We no longer need to slump with tension and fatigue. It isn't necessary and it isn't helping a thing. Most often it hurts. Your fatigue may be from lack of play as much as a lack of sleep. You might begin to see that you don't need a nap to rest or more vitamin C. You need to play. We'll take a couple of moments here in child's pose. We listen to our breath. And on your next inhale, come on up to tabletop. So your shoulders are over your wrist, hips are over your knees, back is flat. And we'll do a couple of cat-cows here. So on our inhale, we'll look up, we'll drop our belly. Exhale, chin to chest, round our back. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round your back, tuck your chin. Inhale, look up. And exhale, tuck your chin, round your back. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. So we're going to push down on our hips. Push down our hands. Untuck our toes. And we're going to reach our hips up to a downward facing dog. And we're going to pedal out our feet here. Knees are soft. Head is between our biceps and we're looking behind us. Take a couple of deep breaths here. And on your next inhale, right leg high, bend your knee and fan your hip. So your ankle is towards your left hip. And lower your right leg. On your next inhale, left leg high, bend your knee, fan your hip. That left foot crosses over to your right hip. And leg comes down. One more time. On the inhale, right leg up. Bend your knee, fan your hip. See if you can go a little higher. And leg comes down. And on the inhale, left leg up. Bend your knee, fan your hip. And leg comes down. Let's bend our knees, look to the top of our mat, and walk to the top of our mat. Forward fold. So feet are about hip width apart, knees are soft. And we're going to slowly come up all the way up, sweep the arms up overhead. Keep the core tight. Hands to heart center. And forward fold. Halfway lift, so palms are on our shins, flat back. And we'll take you through a vinyasa. So bring your hands down to the mat, step back for high plank. Options here, you can bring your knees down. And we're gonna go down to low plank. Untuck your feet so the tops of your feet are on the mat. Bring out your heart, so squeeze your shoulder blades together for upward facing dog. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Take a couple of deep breaths here. And we'll do it again. So bend our knees, look to the top of our mat, walk to the top of your mat, and slowly come up all the way, sweep your hands all the way up. Hands to heart center, forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Forward fold, hands down on the mat. Step back, high plank. Again, you can put your knees down. Untuck your feet. Go down, low plank. Lift up, upward facing dog. Knees can be on the mat or off the mat. Tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. And last time, bend your knees, look to the top of your mat. Walk to the top of your mat. Slowly come up, arms swept overhead. Maybe add a little back bend here. So just a little back bend, hands back to heart center. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Flat back. Hands down, step back. High plank to low plank to upward facing dog to downward facing dog. And pedal out your feet here. And on the next inhale, right leg up. Bend your knee, right elbow, right knee to right elbow. Leg high. Right knee to left elbow. Leg high. Left knee to chest. Hold it. Leg high. Right leg step through between your hands. Slowly come up for crescent lunge. Core is tight. Legs are strong. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Pivot your back foot, open to warrior two. Arms are extended, your gaze is to the middle finger on your right hand. And we'll reverse our warrior, so we'll hinge forward. Right palm comes up, right arm up overhead. And your left hand can come down your left thigh. or you can bend your elbow and bind behind you. And we'll hold it here. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. From here, let's do our side angle. So forearm to our thigh, left arm overhead. Our gaze is to our bicep. Remember that right leg is bent. Nice and strong. And back to warrior two. And we'll vinyasa through and we'll meet you in downward facing dog. So a couple of options here. You can do the high plank, low plank, or you can work on your standing splits, or you can work on an airplane type of balance, or you can do little handstand hops. So arms are strong, just little hops, maybe 2 or 3 of them. So your choice, and we'll do a couple of different variations as we go through this series. So back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Let's, on the inhale, left leg high, and bend your knee, left knee to left elbow. Leg high, left knee to right elbow. Leg high, left knee to chest, hold it, and leg high. And next step through, slowly come up for crescent lunge. All right, good job. Oh, it looks so pretty outside. So, okay, here we are. So from here, let's pivot our back foot and we'll go into warrior two. Activate those arms, nice and strong. Reach out and your gaze is to the middle finger on your left hand. Keeping that left knee bent. From here, reverse warrior, so hinge forward, palm, left palm comes up and over our head, gaze is to our left hand, and either right hand goes down the thigh or bind behind you for a little twist. And back to warrior two, and we'll vinyasa through to downward facing dog. This time I'll do high plank to low plank, untuck my toes, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Okay. And from here, let's go high plank. Pause. And take your right hand, and again, your knees can be down or up. Take your right hand, touch your left shoulder, left hand, right shoulder, right hand, left shoulder, left hand, right shoulder, and back to downward facing dog. Okay, from here, we're gonna bend our knees, look to the top of our mat, walk to the top of our mat, and rise up all the way up. Hands to heart center. And we're going to actually go down through heart center, forward fold. Hands to our shins for flat back. Hands down, step back, high plank to upward facing dog. And we'll work on our side plank. So bring your feet together to high plank. A couple of options here. Your right knee can come down, pivot your back foot, your left foot, and bring your left arm up. And your gaze is to your right, to your left hand. And if you want to add a little challenge, raise that back foot. Raise your left foot, left leg. And bring it down to the mat. Bring your hand back down to high plank and to downward facing dog. And high plank, feet together. And we're gonna either roll our ankles to the left for side plank. So again, you can put your left knee down, or you can stack your feet, stagger your feet, and then add a challenge by lifting your leg, your top leg. And back to high plank, back to downward facing dog. Couple of deep breaths here. And high plank. One more time for the challenge. Either knees can stay on the mat or knees are up. Right hand to left shoulder, left hand, right shoulder, right hand, left hand, right shoulder. Back to downward facing dog. And bend your knees, look at the top of your mat, walk or take a hop to the top of your mat. And slowly come up, all the way up. Hands to heart center. And we're gonna set up for chair pose. So bring your feet together and we're gonna sit back on our heels. Sit back on your heels and you should be able to see your toes and lift your toes. And then when you can stay here at heart center or bring your arms out in front of you and your gaze is down, looking at your mat. Bring your hands to heart center. We're gonna twist to the right. So we're gonna take our left elbow to our right thigh and really press into your hands. Gaze is to your right. And back to heart center. And shift over to your left. And keep your knees aligned so that one knee is not in front of the other. And your gaze is to your left shoulder. Back to heart center. Forward fold. Slowly come up, all the way up. Hands to heart center. And we're gonna sit back one more time. So sit back for chair pose. You can stay here, bring your arms out in front. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. A deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Hands to heart center, one more twist. We're gonna twist to the right, so left elbow to right thigh. And this time, you can stay here, or option, open up. Left hand down, right hand tall. And bring it back to heart center. And we'll twist to the left. And if you can stay here or open up. A little bit more of a twist. And bring your hands back to heart center. Forward fold. Slowly come up, nice and easy. All the way up. Arms overhead. Relax your shoulders. By the end of the week, my shoulders are up by my ears, so relax your shoulders and bring your hands to heart center. And let's vinyasa through, and I'll meet you at downward facing dog. Okay, let's take a couple of deep breaths here. And on your next inhale, right leg high, step it through, left knee down, left hand down. Make sure your knees not over your toes. So your knees are aligned with your ankles. I'm gonna twist to the right. And challenge here, if you wanna bring up your left leg off the mat, go ahead and do that. And bring your right hand down. Pivot your back foot. Come up slowly for warrior two. Nice strong legs. Arms are activated. And we'll go through our triangle series. So we're going to straighten our right knee, but not lock it. And we're going to hinge forward. Right hand comes down, either to our calf, to our ankle, to a block. Left hand comes up. And our gaze is to our left hand. Bend your knee, come up, warrior two. Hands on your hips. Take your right leg, turn your foot so it's parallel to your left leg. And we're going to hinge forward, flat back. And we're going to bring our hands down to our calf, to our ankles, to the mat. And we're looking at behind us, the wall behind us. Again, your knees are not locked. You can bring out your feet a little bit if you need a little bit wider stand. If you can, you can put your head on the mat. I'm going to stay right here. And bend your knees. Slowly come up, hands on the hips. Turn your right foot forward, back to warrior two. And let's vinyasa through. I'll meet you in downward facing dog. So I'm going to do high plank to low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. And take a deep breath in, deep breath out. And on your next inhale, left leg high, and step it through. Right knee comes down, right hand is down, knees over is aligned with your ankle, left arm high. And for a challenge, if you want to bring up your right knee, go ahead and do that, or leave it down, whatever you're comfortable with. And left hand comes down, pivot your back foot, slowly come up for warrior two. Left knee is bent, legs are strong. Gaze is to the middle finger of your left hand. And we'll set up on this side for triangle. So left knee goes straight. We're going to hinge forward, palm comes down, arm comes down, right arm comes up, either left arm to your calf, to your ankle, or to a mat or a block. And bend your knee, come back to warrior two. Hands on your hips, turn your left foot parallel to your right foot. And we're going to hinge forward, flat back, hands down to your calf, to your ankles, to the mat. And our gaze is behind us. Knees are not locked. Soft on the knees. And bend your knees, slowly come up, hands on your hips. Turn your left foot forward, back to warrior two. And vinyasa through, and I'll meet you in downward facing dog. Okay, let's bend our knees. Bring our hands to our feet. So we're going to walk backwards to our feet. Knees are soft. And slowly come up. Sweep your arms up overhead. Core is tight, shoulders down. Hands to heart center. Take a couple of deep breaths here. And we're going to set up for yoga squats. So feet are mat width apart. Oops. And we're going to slowly go down as far as you can, trying to stay as tall as you can. And we'll stay here for a minute. We're going to try and open up those hips a little bit. And slowly come up. And let's go back up on our toes. And heels come down. And we'll go down for yoga squat. So slowly come down. And if you have crow in your practice or side crow, you can go ahead and we'll do a couple of rounds of that. I'm going to start by just gradually getting into crow. So if you want to follow me, that's great. And we'll start with one leg and then the other leg, and then we'll try and bring both legs up. So we'll bring our hands down to the mat. Fingers are spread. Our palms are really pushing up against the mat. And our elbows and our knees are together. And our head is forward as we bring our hips up. So bring your right leg up, foot off the mat, right leg down, left leg up, left leg down. Take a break. And let's try and bring both feet up at the same time. So hands out in front, head is forward, hips are high, core is tight. Try that a few times. And when you're done, let's do a vinyasa to get back to downward facing dog. Okay. Okay, look at your hands. Bring your hands together so that your thumbs are close. And from here, we're gonna, on your inhale, bring your right leg up. And when you're gonna step it through to the pinky of your right hand. So we're gonna do the lizard pose. A couple options here. You can bring your knee down. It's really a hip opener. So if it feels better to have your knee down, great. Or your knee can come up. And a little bit more of a stretch. Take your right foot to the right side. And we'll stay here for just a few moments. And to release your leg, bring your hands back out to shoulder width apart. And we're going to do a three-legged dog. So your right leg comes back behind you. Toes are facing the mat. And release. Shake that out a little bit. And we'll do this on the left side. So look at your hands, make sure your thumbs are pretty close together. And on inhale, left leg high. Step it through to the outside of your left hand. Knee can be down, your right knee can be down or lifted. Another option is to turn your left foot to the side. And to release your foot, take a deep inhale, three-legged dog, and return it to the mat. So from our three-legged dog, let's, on the inhale, bring our right leg high, bend our knee, and let's fan our hip again, since we just worked on a hip opener. And right leg down. And on the inhale, left leg high, Bend your knee, bend your hip. And left leg back to the mat. And from here, let's come down to tabletop. So we'll have our shoulders over our wrists, hips over our knees. And we're going to extend out our right hand out in front, palm facing center. Left leg comes out, toes are pointed down to the mat. You can stay here, or you can sweep your right arm to the right and meet up with your foot, your left foot, or your left ankle, and your gaze is over your right shoulder. And release to the mat. And just sit back on your heels. Take a nice stretch here. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And back to tabletop. This time I'll do it on the left side. So left hand comes out, palms are facing center. Right leg extends out, toes are facing the mat. You can stay here. You can bring your left arm to the side, or you can sweep it behind you and hold on to your foot, your ankle, and then your gaze is to the left, over your left shoulder. And bring your hand and your foot back down. Ooh, let's sit back. Nice stretch here. And come back up. Tabletop. Do it one more time. So left arm in front. I'm sorry, right arm in front, left leg behind. Stay here or sweep around. Grab your foot and extend your gaze to the right, and see if you can press a little harder into your hand with your foot. And release. Sit back. And come back up for tabletop. Left arm extends. Right leg behind you. Stay here, or sweep your hand behind you. Grab your foot, and you can gaze to the left or just gaze down at your mat, whichever you feel comfortable with. And release back down to the mat. One last stretch, so sit back on your heels, tuck your chin, just release that. And back to tabletop. Sweep your feet to the right, make your way down to the mat, all the way down. Legs are extended, arms are extended. And let's point our toes, flex our toes. Point our toes and flex. I'm going to set up for bridge or wheel, whichever is in your practice. I will be doing the bridge. Not quite there at the wheel yet. So for the bridge, we'll bend our knees, both our knees in. We'll bring our fingertips to meet our heels. Sorry, my glasses are fogging up. And from here, we're going to press down with our feet and lift our hips up. Our head is neutral. We're not looking left or right. We're looking straight up. We're going to try and wrap our shoulders underneath to get a little higher. And if you have wheel in your practice, set yourself up for that. And slowly come down, hug your knees, maybe rock back and forth a little bit. And we'll set up for our second bridge. So knees are bent. Our fingertips are at our heels. We'll add a little bit of a variation here. So we'll press down on our feet, lift up with our hips. If you like, you can clasp your hands underneath your body and roll your shoulders underneath. And head is neutral. And slowly come down. Bring your knees in. Maybe rock to the right, to the left. And we're going to set up for happy baby. So from here, your knees are bent. Your hands are coming inside your knees. And you're going to clasp the outside of your foot. And we're just going to rock back and forth a little bit just to massage the back. And release your feet back down to the mat. And let's do one long stretch here. Arms extended overhead. Feet are extended, pointed. And let's bring our right knee in. Give our right knee a hug. Foot is flexed. And our left hand will guide our right knee to the left. Keep your shoulders down. So it's a gentle twist here. Our right arm is out to the right at shoulder height. Palms are up. And our gaze is to the right. Gentle twist here. And bring your knee forward. Bring both knees up. Give yourself a hug. And bring both feet down. Long stretch. Hands overhead. And bring your left knee in. Give it a hug. We'll do the same thing on the left side. So our right hand will gently take our left knee to the right. And our left arm will be over to our left and our gaze is to the left. Shoulder width. And bring your left knee in. Bring your right knee in. Give yourself a hug. And both knees, feet down on the mat. And we'll do figure four here. So right ankle over left knee. And we'll bring both our left and right hand behind the left thigh. Both feet are flexed. And head is neutral. Our backs are completely on the mat. We're just going to bring in our thigh closer to our body. And release to the mat. This time, left ankle over right knee. And thread our hands through. Both feet are flexed. And we're going to bring our right thigh closer to our body, gently. And release it to the mat. Let's give ourselves one more hug here. And we'll set up for Shavasana. So the most important part of the day, we're going to have some stillness here. So find a comfortable position. You can lay flat on your back. Your toes can turn out. Palms can be up, or your palms can be down and grounded. You can bring your knees in together. If you choose to, your hand can be on your heart and on your stomach. You can listen to your breathing. But we're just going to be still here for just a few minutes to finish out our practice. So get yourself into a comfortable position. And I'm going to finish up with our little meditation, Make Time to Play, from the Journey to the Heart. Play as much as you can. Find time. Take time. Take time to play. It may give you the energy you need. So bring yourself back to your mat. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, maybe gently rock your head back and forth. With gratitude, I'm so happy that you all joined me today. So on your next inhale, bring your knees in. Give yourself a nice big hug here. And roll to the right. And when you're ready, slowly come up to a sitting position with your legs crossed, sitting up nice and tall, hands at heart center. And your gaze can still be, you can have your eyes closed or you can gaze down to the floor. Bring your thumb knuckles to your third eye center. And open up your palms. Let the sun shine in. Today's a sunny, beautiful day. The light in me honors the light in you as we bow together with gratitude to say namaste.